Hey guys, welcome to Story Time with me, Spence. Today we're talking Hokitika. It's it's a very small town on down the west coast of the South Island of New Zealand. And I met some interesting people and did a couple interesting things while I was there. Um, they have a nice sunset point. I went over there and watched the sunset. That was really nice. They have a glowworm dell, so if you didn't go to Waitomo or any other places to see glowworms. This is a very small one. It's just like a cliff that has the glowworms on it. It's free, so free is for me, but it wasn't as cool as the Waitomo one. Obviously, because you don't have to pay for it, but it was. If you're just looking to just see glowworms and just be like, oh shit, that's cool, then it's a good spot. There's plenty of spots, honestly, all over New Zealand where you can see them. You don't have to worry about going to one specific spot. Um, I met one of my roommates at this hostel was like this older gentleman and his friend. They were a little strange, but they were super nice. They um, offered me food and ice cream and shit like that when they were eating. So I'm always friendly to people that give me ice cream. You know, might get me in trouble someday, but hasn't yet. And then I was out in the lounge, and this kid was out there, and I started talking to him, and he was from San Francisco, and we were both kind of in the same boat as far as going through the learning curves of life and trying to figure out what you're doing is really what you want to do, and it's just cool to know that I'm not the only one out there. I know I'm not, but it's nice to have those conversations with people. Everybody's trying to figure their shit out, so don't stress too much if you don't have it figured out yet. Um, the following day, man, I learned that these legs were made for walking, not for biking. I hired a bike at the from the hostel for like $30. No, I think it was 15. I think it was like $15. And I decided I was gonna bike to the gorge. Um, 17 miles. So I kind of was skeptical, but I was like, I'm a fit guy. I could handle this, no problem. And I got about 2 hours. I think it was about 2.5 hours one way. Made it about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and my quads, man, I was beat. I had to stop. I made it to 2 hours without stopping, to be honest. And then I stopped a couple of times after that 2 hours and finally made it. Um, and it was it started to sprinkle, and I was like, motherfucker, of course, I ride this bike and it's gonna rain. But I got there, locked the bike up, and did the little walk. The gorge is absolutely gorgeous. See what I did there? um, but be careful of the sand flies. This is my first experience with the sand flies. You need to wear long sleeve everything. I don't give a fuck how hot it is outside. If you're trying to stay alive, you need to wear long sleeve everything and walk around while you're eating your food. Don't sit in one spot because they will fucking find you and they will fucking attack you. And they're nasty little fuckers. So I was walking in circles. I had read a blog post about it, and this girl was talking about walking in circles eating a PB&J sandwich, and I ended up doing the exact same thing. It worked though. I mean, I had the long sleeves. I had some spray. I'm not sure how well the spray worked. A lot of people say the spray doesn't work. Um, but I had the spray, the long sleeves, and I was walking in circles with the PB&J, and they didn't catch me. So I think that's my recommendation for y'all. And they have a sweet swing bridge. I'm a big bridge guy, as I mentioned before. Um, so I enjoy all those swing bridges and stuff that they made. They're pretty dope. And then I decided, I was like, oh, I walked around a little bit. My legs should be good to make it back. I made about 30 minutes back, and my quads were on fire. You know that Alicia Keys song? This girl is on fire? Well, these quads was on fire, bro. These quads are on fire! Yeah, I had to stop. I couldn't do it. I couldn't make it. Stopped. Waited like 15 minutes. I tried to bike again. I could not. My quads were still on fire. I couldn't even like stand up. I was like sitting down. Oh, I've never had that happen in my life. And I was like, fuck. I'm stuck. Because I'm like, there's no way. I might be able to get somebody to pick me up for hitchhiking because New Zealand is pretty easy. But I'm probably going to have to leave this bike here. And then I'm going to have to get somebody to bring me back with like a SUV or truck or something. Or van where I can fit the bike in the back. So I tried to hitchhike, and a few people stopped with vans, but they had their bed in the back, and they were like, "No, we can't take we can take you, but we can't take your bike." I'm like, fuck. I think I was there 30 minutes, and I decided, well, I guess this isn't working. Let me try and make it a little further. I made it another 15, 20 minutes, and it happened again, and I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit here until somebody picks me up. And then I sat at the next spot for somebody to pick me up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes, and if someone doesn't pick me up, I'm gonna tie this bike up and just fucking leave it here and just get a ride with somebody because I had 2 offers at that point, and I had waited another 30 minutes. It'd been a total hour, and I was like, I don't want to get into a situation where I'm like it's getting dark and I don't have a ride yet because there's only so many people that are going to go to this gorge. I don't want to get fucking stuck. It's a long way to walk. So I said, give me 5 more minutes, and then probably like another minute went by, and this guy pulled over, and he said, hey, is that your bike? I said, yeah. He said, I think we can fit it. Just take the front wheel off. I said, okay. So I took the front wheel off. It fit. And I sat in the back with the bike. He said, there might not be that much room. I said, I don't give a fuck as long as I can get back to the hostel. And then, so he brought me back, him and his girlfriend. They were super nice. And made it back to the hostel, put the bike wheel back on, took the bike back up, and realized that biking is just not for me. It's just not, I don't see that in my future. I prefer walking, hiking, running, anything else. Learn my bodily limits that day. So yeah, I think it's a good place. I enjoyed Hokitika for sure. And the hostel I stayed at, Jade Backpackers, I think. There's like a Jade store underneath. Yeah, I think it's Jade. It's like the Mari love jade. It's like their spiritual crystal gem. But yes, Jade Backpackers, the host was phenomenal. She was so nice, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. Enjoyed that spot. So anywho, that's it for today. Have a blessed, spectacular, splendid rest of your day. Peace.